Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It'd be an honor if you join me in prayer. Supreme Architect of the universe, we invoke thy blessing at this time. May this meeting thus be conducted in peace and closed in harmony. Amen.
Amen.
Jackie's missing.
It's a demerit.
That's just not right. Commissioners and all, welcome to our public business meeting for Thursday, December 13th, 2012. Gentlemen, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
No, sir.
None, sir.
I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our November 29th, 2012 public business meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Gentlemen, we're going to jump right into our action agenda. Item number 1 is the public hearing for Code Home Rule Bill 9-12. Now, this is a general obligation refund bond authorization of 2012. It is a private sale. I understand that Mr. Bennett, our CPA and Director of Finance, is here to shed some more light.
Good evening.
Evening, sir.
This is what we've previously talked about. In fact, 1 and 2 are both what we talked about last week. Simply looking to go to the bond market, refinance our debt, save between the two projects $1.3 million. I think we have plenty of needs for that money. So good opportunity to do it. 2% interest rates, can't hardly pass up. So tonight, simply just a public hearing, one step along the way. Next week would be the vote, become effective February 3rd, and we're hoping to go to the market in March.
Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion I'm sorry, point of order on myself. This is
Just a hearing.
Miss Linda, do we have anybody that signed up for that? No? Okay. All righty, is just giving another person, anybody a chance? No? Okay. You might as well just stay right there for item number 2, please. Public hearing for Code Home Rule Bill number 10-12, General Obligation Refunding Bond Authorization of 2012 public sale. Ditto?
Ditto. In fact, most of the $1.3 million in savings is from this bond bill. Be about
Okay.
1.2 from this one.
All right. Public hearing closed with action to be put on for next week.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, item number 3 is introduction of Code Home Rule Bill 11-12, General Obligation Bond of 2013, New Allegany High School. This is to authorize the county to borrow $9.2 million in support of the new Allegany High School project. Sir?
And this is simply at your request from the public meeting November 29th, committing $9.2 million to the Board of Ed. So what we've done is had a bond bill drafted up for exactly that amount. So this is one step in the process, the beginning step in the process. But it's $9.2 million. That's the cap on it. You can stay under it, but you can't go over it. So today would be the introduction. Next week would be the public hearing. If all goes well there, you could vote on it, I believe, January 10th. It would become effective, by my count, February 24th. And we'd essentially be able to proceed right after that if we wanted to. My thought is we probably won't borrow immediately, rather wait a little while, have the project be fully approved by the state, get everything lined up and borrow a little later. But this authorization is good for a long period of time, so we'd be okay.
Okay. Commissioners, just like to remind you that building a high school is a process. And the best way to start a process is to know exactly how much you have in your budget. So I'd like to entertain a motion. We'll have comment in just a second, sir. Entertain a motion for the introduction of Code Home Rule Bill 11-12.
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second it. It has been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner McKay. Any discussion? Yes, Mr. Wilmot.
I was just wondering, how long are these bonds going to run, how to pay them off?
Well, the thought is right now, we still have plenty of options, and we won't completely know until we actually go to the market. But the initial thought is we're probably going to look at a 20-year term.
20 years?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's different than what we did with the Mountain Ridge. Mountain Ridge was a 30-year because it was a USDA.
That's right. That was a
Okay.
30-year, and when we refinance, we're hoping to actually shorten that up a little bit. But that was a 30-year.
I think, it's important that you put that detail in your report, and any bond that you're going to quote,
Okay.
that we should know how many years it's going to run.
When we actually do get ready to do a resolution and actually borrow, we'll identify all of the terms.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilmot. Good point, sir. Ready for the question? All in favor? Sorry, we'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Valentine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brody?
Nay.
Commissioner McKay? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 4 is Resolution 12-29. This is the Enterprise Zone recertification. Mr. Carney, our Senior Project Manager.
Good evening, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. As Commissioner McKay said, the resolution that they're considering this evening is the annual recertification of companies in our Enterprise Zone program. We have 20 companies in our Gateway Enterprise Zone, which includes areas in the city of Cumberland and the county, and one company in the 220 South Zone. That's basically Barton Business Park area. And these 21 companies have been deemed eligible by the Enterprise Zone Advisory Committee. And there's also another part of that is in the final exhibit in that resolution is a list of companies from the city of Frostburg that have been certified to be eligible in the Frostburg Enterprise Zone. This resolution will grant real property discounts for those companies only if they've made improvements and actually have increased their assessment. And the discount is on that increased assessment portion. Basically, a company to receive a discount, they have to increase the tax base. So with that said, I will ask you to entertain the motion.
Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion that we adopt Resolution 12-29, Enterprise Zone recertification. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you,
sir. Commissioners, item number 5 is a Resolution 12-30. This is the National Mortgage Loan Servicing Practices Settlement Fund Neighborhood Conservation Initiative. Mr. Stephen Kessner, the Executive Director of the Housing Authority for the City of Cumberland, is here. Good evening, sir.
Thank you, Commissioners. I'll make this very brief. Basically, the Cumberland Housing Alliance and the Cumberland Housing Authority jointly are working with the Department of Housing and Community Development through a special program that they have some funding available. We also are working with the City of Cumberland in making a transformation at the old Memorial Hospital site. As you are aware, the City of Cumberland is looking to demolish most of that site. There are, however, 3 buildings there that are suitable to be outsourced and not demolished. We are looking to rehabilitate those 3 buildings. One of those buildings will contain a dental and medical clinic that's going to be operated through the Mountain Health Alliance group. They are seeking separate funding for that. But we are working as a very large group at this point. The synergy, has been extremely positive in doing these. We're trying to save the rental spaces of those who already occupy those buildings, but at the same time have a home for some nonprofit agencies that would be able to afford some decent rent, not something that would be out of the world and hard to pay. So we're looking to form what's called a one-stop shop for health, housing, and social services needs. At the same time, we're looking at creating some for-sale townhome housing in that area to help fill in that site. not the area that's going to be demolished, but on the other side where the large parking lot was. So we are just looking to clean up that area, and part of the requirement is that we have a resolution of support by the county government, even though it's located within the city. So we're looking for your support to endorse this project.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we adopt Resolution 12-30 for the National Mortgage Loan Servicing Practices Settlement Fund Neighborhood Conservation Initiative. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner McKay, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. Any discussion?
Commissioners, one thing. If you choose to vote in the affirmative and support this resolution, I'm going to ask that you sign it right here tonight. Stephen will leave the building with it, and I believe he has a colleague heading east tomorrow, and we'll be dropping it off to someone's office.
No.
Sounds like a great project. Let's
Yeah.
vote and go.
Okay. I'll call for the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Linda, if you could bring those over, go ahead and sign them real quick.
You're correct. It is a really good project. To date, we have 14 agencies that have signed on in support of this. Commissioner Kay, I know, is on the Mountain Health Alliance and has some background on that. And as I said, this is getting so much synergy that's coming with it that it is going to be a good project, all combined using the Health Alliance's estimation of their project and the city's demolition of their project. The whole thing's about a $12 million project. That is going to make a big difference at that facility. So,
Thank you, sir.
Stephen.
we have one more signature.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, you want more to get it? Is he coming?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, Commissioners, item number 6 is Resolution 12-31. Ms. Sierra Wigfield, our transportation planner, is here to explain about the reaffirming designation of the Cumberland Area Metropolitan Planning Organization. Wow.
Well, yeah, that basically sums it up. Basically, the census confirmed that we are still a metropolitan planning area, and this resolution confirms that the Allegheny County Commissioners are serving as the Cumberland Area MPO.
Okay. Commissioners, entertain a motion to adopt such resolution as 12-31.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Wow. Item number 7.
Well, this resolution is for the Transportation Improvement Program. It's for the fiscal year 2012 through 15. It's a list of short-term transportation improvements that are scheduled in our area, and it's amended as needed. This amendment is from the Maryland Transit Administration. They request a modification so the TIP can reconcile with Allegheny County Transit's capital and operating grants this year, so the numbers are matching. So I'm requesting that the Allegheny County Commissioners, acting as the Cumberland Area MPO, amend the revised TIP.
All right, gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend that the County Commissioners amend the revised Cumberland Area Fiscal Year 2012 Transportation Improvement Program to make the fiscal year 2013 transit operating and capital budgets consistent with the 2013 grant agreements of Allegheny County. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. Is there any question or comment? Call for the question. All in favor signify by saying aye. Saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gentlemen, item number 8 is an advertised bid to authorize the Department of Public Works to solicitate bids for the Jennings Run sanitary sewer rehabilitation. And now that I said all that, Mr. Kale is here to say, evening, sir.
If you notice, Brian McCormick's on their list too. Brian can't be with us, and the bad news, I don't know if you've heard, Brian McCormick has decided to leave employment in Allegany County.
That's
He's going to go to Colorado Springs Utilities, so we wish him luck, but he'll be sorely missed. Brian designed this project, and we got this funding for this project. We got it last 6 months ago, and they told us we had to have it designed and out to bid before December 31st, and Brian met that deadline very, very efficiently, so he's going to be sorely missed. What this is we're asking permission to bid. We've actually committed, we bid sewer rehab in Mount Savage, which is under construction now. We've replaced the Corriganville pump station, which will be done by probably the end of this month, no later than January. And we replaced a stream crossing down below Mount Savage that we analyzed and found that had a lot of leaks in it. So this is kind of like the third phase of this replacing Jennings Run. It's $1 million is what we have right now. $875,000 of that is grant. $125,000 of that is a low-interest loan from the Maryland Department of Environment. With this project, for the last couple of years, the debt on this system has been paid off. So instead of taking that off and raising rates again, we've accumulated some money. So what we have now coming, we are collecting about $50,000 right now per year. With the new loan, we need to come on board with the $3 million loan from USDA and the $125,000 loan from ODE. We'll need another $75,000. So what we'll be coming to you with, and sometime in the future, is some recommendations. We'll have to raise the rates in July. Commissioner Brody actually asked me some time ago to get with the newspaper, and we haven't did that yet, to outline what the cost is, and we'll do it in the newspaper, and then we'll do a public hearing where we'll talk about how the rate right now, if you add that extra $75,000, we would have to raise the rates approximately $60 to $70 per customer per year. And we'll have to get in this discussion like we did Georges Creek, whether we're going to do ad valorem, surcharge, a combination. With this money we have collected now, we could actually phase it in over 3 or 4 years. So instead of doing that, we would need 60 or 75 right now, or we could not raise the rates for 2 years and use that money we've banked. Staff's kind of thinking right now we'd like to phase it in over a couple years, but we'll give you a number of scenarios and what we would recommend, and then you can move forward with that. And we'll take those scenarios to the public too. We'll have a public meeting. We've had 2 public meetings with the Jennings Run people, but the last meeting we have, I know a couple of you guys were present at that meeting. The main crux of that meeting was the Mount Savage water, so the people there want the water so bad that the sewer wasn't a major a point. And there wasn't a whole lot of people there from the Corriganville, Ellerslie area. They were mostly from Mount Savage. So there's 1,230 customers there, and there's probably only 100 people there. So you can see,
But we're going to have to make
the word's
sure.
not getting out. So we'll have a public hearing just for that. We'll talk about the different scenarios, see what they have, take their input, and then we'll come with a recommendation from that to you guys, and then we can decide how to move forward.
Okay.
But what we did was, we're under consent order. I didn't open it. We're under consent order with the Maryland Department of Environment, and we did this in October of 2006. Once that consent order was signed, we did a study of that area, an extensive study of the Jennings Run Wills Creek Sanitary District in October of 2008, and we've identified all the problems, and now we're attacking those problems and trying to take care of them. So,
Okay. Matthew, we're going to need your help on this one, sir. Please. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
so I'm requesting permission to be able to advertise for this project.
That's it.
You're good. All right. I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize the Department of Public Works to solicitate bids for the Jennings Run Sanitary Sewer Rehabilitation Phase 2 Contract S-74.
So moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And Paul, pass on a word to Brian that he will be sorely missed in Allegany County. He was a very valuable asset, and I was actually glad that I was able to see him for a few minutes today before he left the building. So, but we do wish him the best in the future. So.
I'll carry that on. He's his last day is January 11th, so we're hoping he gave us as much notice as possible.
Right.
Because he couldn't give us a notice before as soon as he found out he got the job, he let us know. We're going to try to really. He's working on a number of projects right now. We're going to try to meet with our engineers and try to spread out his workload, but he will be missed. He's a valuable source.
Yeah, because I know he's been working on stormwater projects, recycle projects. sewer rehabilitation projects. I mean, he's been very valuable in the last few years.
He is one intelligent young man, and he's a hardworking guy, so he will be missed. Thank you.
Well, we wish him all the best. Commissioners, item number 9 is the county recycling rates. Mr. Kale.
I guess on this one, the bad news is last year, the state and legislature passed a new law on recycling rates. They raised our rate for our jurisdiction. They had it for jurisdictions over 150,000 people and under 150,000. Our current rate requirement is 15%, and the new rate is 20%, so that's the bad news. The good news is we've been meeting that rate since, actually, we kept records since 2001. We've been over 20% since 2001 every year, so fortunately, we don't have to change anything. What it will require is for us to write a letter for your signature that says we've met that rate. We intend to continue to meet that rate. And actually, this year, we're estimating we're around 32%. So we're consistently in the mid-20s, so no problem. And the other thing we need to do is we need to write that letter saying we'll consistently meet this till 2015, and we'll also add it to the master. We'll amend our solid waste management plan to include that we're 20%, so not a problem.
Okay, great. Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to authorize the President of the County Commissioners to send a letter to the Maryland Department of the Environment stating that Allegany County meets the new required 20% recycling goal.
So move.
Is there a second? It's been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. In your letter, Paul, don't tell them we're at 32%. Or next year, they'll tell us 35. So.
We'll tell them we're 20.5.
Right.
They're very good.
I'm pretty proud we're at 32.
That is very good. I mean, we're ahead of the curve.
That's right. Mr. Eberly, what do we have on our consent agenda today, sir?
Commissioners, we have 3 consent agenda items for your consideration today. We have a board appointment, a procurement project, and as we do each time this year, we process and finalize the salvage yard licenses for the coming year.
Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion that we accept our consent agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Eberly.
Commissioners, there's a holiday coming up. We refer to it as Christmas. It's the 25th, and it falls on a different day usually every year. This year it kind of falls on a Tuesday, and we have a sneaking suspicion that the 24th we will have a skeletal crew at best here in our county operations, given the fact that we have a holiday on that following Tuesday. So I would like to recommend to the commissioners for you to consider closing on the 24th and allowing the employees to have that day off in addition to Christmas Day. And for our 24/7 operations, if you would consider just giving them 8 hours of vacation in their bank to use at their discretion in the future.
Gentlemen?
I'm good with that. Since we wasn't able to do nothing else for them this year, I think that's an offer. That's what we can.
Well, that sounds like a motion by Commissioner Brody. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioners will get notification to all the employees.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's all I have for you today.
Okay.
I don't think that's a misprint.
Is that a misprint?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioners? Mr. Rudd? I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Thank you very much, sir.
I did move.
You've done real well in 2012.
Wait till next year.
Okay. Commissioner Brody,
Yes, sir.
would you allow Commissioner Valentine to speak first?
I absolutely would. Boy, Bill, he's pretty good tonight.
Always a clown, isn't he? Always a clown. Really don't have too much. The Chamber of Commerce runs a program that's called Leadership Allegany. What they do is take people within the county that would like to learn more about how their county operates, learn about county government. They learn about our public works. They even travel to Annapolis, see how things
I guess I shouldn't say how things work in Annapolis, because they don't, but they go down there to try to learn that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we had an opportunity to address that class this week. It went extremely well. It's nice to see that many people willing to pay to go through a year-long class, and it takes a lot of time and effort to go through that class. So it was a real pleasure to get to meet those people and address them.
Very good. Well, we got quite a long calendar starting on the 30th, so I'm just going to skip through this real quick because it's always online, so there's no sense. I'll just hit the high spots of it. Starting with the 30th with the Marcellus Shale Safe Drilling Initiative Advisory Commission meeting. Sunday, December 2nd, Allegany Garrett County's Volunteer Fire Association. Monday, December 3rd, State Comptroller Peter Francho was in Allegany County. Town of Coney meeting, Midland meeting, Westernport meeting. Wednesday, December 5th, Cumberland Safe Streets Coalition meeting. Tri-County Council of Western Maryland meeting. Thursday the 6th, Chamber of Commerce annual meeting, press conference for the EB5 Development Funding Program. Commissioner McKay, at the end of this, if you would just state just a few more words on that, because that is very crucial. In Tri-Town's Christmas Parade, which we actually found out that the three of us did that were not from West Virginia when we walked through Piedmont, and we was told so. So Friday, December 7th, Greater Cumberland Committee meeting. Sunday, December 9th, Economic Development Business Retention Visit. Tuesday, the 11th, State Attorney General Douglas Gansner was here in this room for a meeting. Board of Education public meeting, another Marcellus Shale informational meeting. And then we're going to go to today for Thursday, December 13th, Cumberland Allegany County Industrial Foundation meeting, the Commissioner's public work session, Commissioner's public meeting, and there's also a social this evening from the fire police.
Correct. The EB5 is, as you all well know, we had the press release on that. It's just another great tool that Allegany County, but more especially the city of Cumberland, is going to be able to find useful to people who may be interested in investing in Allegany County, which means more jobs. Just simple as that. That's the best thing that comes from that. We're really, really blessed that Sean Hirschberger, the Economic Development Director from the City of Cumberland, actually wrote a paper on EB5. We didn't know that he was a specialist in this, but he knows a lot about it, which is a perfect fit for the City of Cumberland. And now that we've got that designation, and at the end of the day, we really do need to thank the governor for moving very, very quickly. We sent the letter asking for the designation, got the executive order from him in a matter of weeks. I believe it was 3 weeks. And if you had gone the federal route, it would have taken 27 months is what we were told. So kudos to the governor. I'd like to remind everybody of our next public business meeting will be December 20th, 2012 at 5 o'clock in room 100. And just remind everyone to please see our news release about our upcoming government schedules. I'd like to thank everyone for participating in your government, and I hope you have a good evening. Thank you.